evening. Welcome in. Today is Thursday, right, Curtis?
It's Thursday.
Okay. Welcome into Knowledge is Power. Tonight's Thursday night. I'm Richard Finley. I'm your host. Well, honored that you choose to listen to Knowledge is Power. And we pledge to you that we will do our dead level best not to waste your time. Our total commitment is to informing you, and to the degree that Curtis can manage it, we'll entertain you. But we want to inform you. We want to bring to you lively discussions about not only the events of the day, but all of those current events that have the potential to directly impact your life and your livelihood. It is part of our mission statement at the Committee to Develop Birmingham and here at Knowledge is Power to do all that we can to enlighten your self-interest, to assist you with information from your perspective that will allow you to make better decisions as it regards you and your family in the day-to-day activities of the city of Birmingham, the county of Jefferson, and the state of Alabama. So, with that being said, for all of our regular listeners, those of you who are out there in traffic, we encourage you to be careful. Keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road. Put the cell phone down. You can turn the radio up because we encourage you not to miss a moment of Knowledge is Power. For those of you who are home with the family and the meal is ready, we simply ask that you put the radio in a position where it can be heard while you're having dinner. Make this part of dinner conversation. When I was growing up anyway, and what I tried to do in my household was always make dinner time an opportunity for discussion about the events of the day, personal, global, whatever, but an opportunity for conversation. And that's what we try to do here at Knowledge is Power, provide you ammunition for conversation. We try to do it in an adult fashion, which is why we call it grown folks conversation. That does not exclude the young people. We want the young people to listen. And when their parents allow it, they're perfectly welcome to participate, but only with parental permission. Because, as we said, this is truly adult content and grown folk conversation. For all of us here in Birmingham and in Jefferson County, there are all kinds of efforts, pro and con, positive and negative, that are going on. You know that on Thursday nights we hear from the Committee to Develop Birmingham that is working hand in hand with the Committee to Save Cooper Green Mercy Hospital. So at about 6:35, 6:40, we expect to hear from Dr. Horace Huntley, who is out at the community meeting or the rally in East Birmingham, out in Woodlawn area, where people gather on a weekly basis to try to come up with a strategy to call upon God or whoever else in authority who might be listening to bring some sanity to this process here in Jefferson County. We have 3, sometimes 4 commissioners who are completely out of touch with the wants and desires of the people that they were elected to serve. And sometimes I think it's necessary that we remind these individuals that you were elected to serve these people and not to dictate to them. But we're in a situation where these individuals have taken it upon themselves, based on bad information to start with and a misguided political concept, to destroy the Mercy Hospital. There are people all over this county who need that hospital, who call constantly to the county courthouse to ask these elected individuals to rescind, to reverse their course, but they stand steadfast. They're absolutely wrong. Their intent has no moral content or value, but they persist at destroying the Mercy Hospital. I saw not 3-4 hours ago an agreement or a request for an agreement from UAB, and the people who are dead set on destroying the hospital will tell you that UAB is complicit or compliant with their desire to close the Mercy Hospital. But UAB wants to keep a portion of it open so that they can continue to offer training to their potential surgeons. So now the gang of 3 and sometimes 4 wants us to, well, hold up a minute, UAB says that they need it for training. And that should tell you that these guys didn't visit the hospital, didn't take the time to do their homework, to research the hospital, to find out what the hospital does, what an intricate part it plays in the overall tapestry of medical or health care in this county. They just went in with some crap that they heard at the bar in the Clavin Hall about, well, they got black folk over there making good money. That can't be. We got to destroy that. And the efforts to destroy the Mercy Hospital are purely racially motivated. And those black folk that they've been able to trick into going along with them, telling us that the model is broken, that it does not work, well, that's a lie. The model does work, did work, has always worked. Could it work better? Everything could do better. But the model worked. You know, this gang of 3 came in and told the biggest lie they could tell about the hospital being in the red and costing the county. That was a lie. Anybody with any accounting background, any knowledge of accounting at all, can take a look at this audit that they put forward. And I'll remind you about this audit. The same company has been doing the audits on the county for 6 or 7 years now. Anybody who operates a business with any public responsibility knows that that is at the very least unethical, and it certainly should be criminal, because for the sake of integrity, for the trust of the people, the CPA firm that does the audit should change it at least every 2 years. The folk who've been doing these audits at the county have been doing them for 6, 7, 8 years. So you can't rely on anything that comes out of these audits, which is why they so frequently refer to, well, we've got audits to show that the hospital, well, them audits are lies. And they have to keep telling lies to support the first lie that they told in the first place. So we here at Knowledge is Power, we, the members of the committee to develop Birmingham, we who are members of the committee to save Cooper Green Mercy Hospital, implore you, our listening audience, to engage yourself, to become actively involved in redressing your government We've got commissioners who are completely out of touch with reality, who have come in here on a mission to destroy and disrupt and downsize county government because they think that black people are benefiting from it some way, and anything that benefits black folks to their mind is something that is detrimental to white folks. This is all racially motivated. There is no logic behind it. There is no business sense. There is no business purpose behind it. It is racially motivated. And as Dr. Huntley is known to say, when race enters the conversation, logic exits the room. So, it is on you, the informed, the intelligent listening audience of Knowledge is Power. You are part of a representative democracy. Your voice and your vote counts. It is on you to save the Mercy Hospital, and in doing so, save Jefferson County. And I mean that, save Jefferson County. These three misguided, misdirected, delusional, racially intimidated county commissioners are on a path that leads to no good. I don't care what they were told in the Clavin meeting about the need to control black folk or the need to dismantle anything that might benefit black folk. What they need to understand is that, we had this fight 50 years ago. And we need to be looking forward. This regressive, negative, backwards attitude, this effort to disrupt and destroy, is going nowhere. This county, this city has a future. It has a destiny. But it's going to be incumbent upon the citizens to demand of these people that you put in office to be your representatives. They're not your leaders. They're not your dictators. They're not your owners. They're not your bosses. These are people that you selected to represent you. This commission should not be a gang of 3 or 4 or 5. These should be individuals who come there to represent their constituents, who take the time to visit with and listen to their constituents and use their best effort to create within our local society the kind of life that we want. We don't elect leaders. We elect representatives. We don't send you down to make hard choices. We send you down to carry out the wishes of the electorate. For all of our listeners, Mountain Brook, Vestavia Hills, Homewood, and Hoover, and I know you listen, accept this commentary as truthful and real. Meet us halfway so that we can, on common ground, agree on a way forward. We have to find common ground. You have to recognize, as we have said, Jefferson County is over 100 years old. Civil War ended in 1865. We are no longer chattel. We are no longer property. We are full vested citizens. You are not entitled to all public money. You are not a supreme being. You are not supremely intelligent. You are simply a citizen. You have no rights beyond those dictated within the Constitution, which we all share. The sooner we understand that we're all equal under the Constitution, that we're all citizens, and that we all share in the vision and the dream of what America can and should be, then you recognize that that period of time where all the public money went to you, that allowed you to create safe communities with educated children and properly functioning systems, well, that's going to have to be shared now. We cannot allow any longer for any one group to dominate another within this free society. There has to be equity in the system, and if the free enterprise system is truly to work, it must work for us all. You're listening to Knowledge is Power. Tonight's Thursday night. I'm Richard Finley. I'm your host. I'm in with the great Curtis Bell. We're coming up on our first break. When we come back, we hope to hear from the rally of those individuals who are fighting to save the Mercy Hospital. We encourage each and every one of you within our listening voice to do something to help the effort to save the Mercy Hospital. The Mercy Hospital plays a vital role in the healthcare fabric of this county. We cannot allow these sick, misguided individuals to come in and destroy and disrupt this system for personal gain. The Mercy Hospital plays a key role in the overall delivery of health care. It works with the health department. It works with the University of Alabama Hospital. It works with St. Vincent. It works with Brookwood. It is all part of the fabric of health care in this community. These three individuals who've been given this diabolical, evil plot to destroy health care delivery system in Jefferson County are simply that. They're misguided. I'm not willing to say that they're criminal yet, but they're misguided. And it is incumbent upon you to have this conversation in your church with your pastor and your other church members so that next week you all show up to let these misguided individuals know that they are representatives of the will of the people. And it is not the will of the people that the Mercy Hospital be closed. It is not the will of the people that they be forced to pay for criminal activity in the Sewell debacle. It is not the will of the people that they be forced into a bankruptcy that causes everything in their lives to go up in cost. This is not the will of the people. And these people must understand they either obey the will of the people or they be banished from this office. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get our report from Dr. Huntley. And at the top of the hour, we're going to open up the phone lines at 741-9288, 741-WATV. Again, you're listening to Knowledge is Power. I'm Richard Finley. I'm your host. I'm in with the great Curtis Bell, and we'll be back.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality. So it's important to know how to prevent such tragedies from happening. Talk to your kids. Explain to them the dangers of weapons at school. And tell them that if they see a student with a weapon or even hear someone talking about having one, they need to report it immediately. Tell them if something doesn't look right or seem right to you, speak up. Get to know who your child is spending time with and where they are at all times. If you notice that your child has sudden mood or behavior changes, or seems to always be angry or sad, talk to a teacher, administrator, or medical professional. Be a role model for them and settle your own conflicts without resorting to violence. School should be a safe place for our children. We all need to work together to keep it that way. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more on how to keep our children safe. That's ncpc.org.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
The law. Well, it is our intent that America will live out its creed, that all men will be treated equally and fairly in this system. If we can impress upon these judges, you know them. If you go to church with them, you know, if you come in contact with them in any fashion, let them know that this system has to get back within the Jefferson County court system. The people have to have a voice. These people in direct disobedience to the chief law enforcement officer in Jefferson County continue to insist that you pay for this theft. All these boys have done their little time, that the ones that they wanted to involve, you know, they're getting out of jail. Larry's going to be in there for another 10, 15 years. These guys out of New York who initiated this crime, none of them have gone to jail. None of them have even been tried in the state of Alabama. This is simply outrageous. This union cannot stand if we allow these crooks to come in here and corrupt our local government, for them to dance off scot-free and even get federal subsidy because they're too big to fail. Well, hell, that's a lie. They're not too big to fail. We are not going to pay for this. We are not going to suffer this indignity to have these crooks throw it in our face, and then to have these puppets of this corrupt system come in and try to enforce it upon us, to shut down the Mercy Hospital, to insist that we pay off this corrupt, ill-gotten gain. There has been no greater theft of property and wealth from the community of Africans in this country than slavery and Reconstruction itself. So all of you educated Africans, all of you well-employed Africans who think if you hold your breath and be quiet and don't get involved and don't hang around with them folk, that they're going to ignore you, well, you're going to have to pay. Your children are going to have to pay. It is imperative. It is a must. God demands it of you that you stand up for what is right and you do what is necessary to correct this situation in Jefferson County. You're listening to Knowledge is Power. Tonight's Thursday night. I'm Richard Finley. I'm your host. I'm in with the great Curtis Bell. And we're out. Love you, Birmingham. See you in 7.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down,